Hello, good morning, dear students. Today we are going to begin with the sixth lesson of science, that is substances in daily use. So now on the screen you can see different objects shown in the figure. Okay, so can you tell me, children, which three objects do you see in the picture? Yes, we are able to see a chair, table and a cupboard. How did you identify them? Yes, you were able to identify them because of their shape and the arrangement of their parts. What material are they made of? So, can you tell me? Chair is made up of wood, table is of plastic, and cupboard is of steel. Can any one of this material be used to make all the three objects? Of course. So, we can prepare chair, table, and cupboard of wood? Surely. Then, can we prepare these three of plastic? Yes. And can we prepare these three objects of steel? Yes. So, any substance if you will take, for example, if you will take wood, you are able to prepare this all three things. If you are taking plastic also, then you are able to prepare all these three objects in the same way of steel. So now we will learn about substances and objects. So now we will see the meaning of these three words. That is, what are objects? So the things which can be seen or touched are called as objects. Now what are substances? The matter having uniform properties are called substances. And what are particles? The tiny part of matter is called as a particles. So now always remember, objects are made from substances and substances are made of particles. Okay, now if we'll take example of sawdust, yeah, it is a powder form. Yeah, so sawdust comes from wood. Okay, so sawdust is a particle and wood is a substance, we have learnt in 5th standard. So from this wood is having its own properties, like it is very strong. Yeah, so from this wood can we prepare different things like tables, chairs, yeah, cupboards. So this will become an objects. So keep in mind that objects are prepared from substances and substances are made up of particles. Objects. Objects have specific shape and their parts are having specific arrangement, and because of it we are able to identify the objects. Okay, now if we'll see about the substances. Substances are having strength required to make the objects. Yeah, means substances can be given any desired shape. Yeah, so the properties of substances are considered while making things. Now wood, plastic, steel, these three substances, from these three substances we can also prepare table, chair or cupboard. So property of substances is more important while preparing any of the object. Same substance or material can be used to make different things. Okay, so now let us study some such examples. They have given us the first, that is a cotton. So the objects or things made from cotton are cloth, fibers or threads, saris, handkerchiefs, quilt, mattresses, pillows, etc. So the different objects made from iron are construction steel bars, griddles means tawa, okay, parts of automobiles, electric poles, tables, cupboards, etc. Different objects made from aluminium are kitchen utensils, electrical cables, etc. Thus, children, by studying the properties of substances, we can select substances which are suitable for our uses. The substances, whatever we are using every day, are divided or are of two main types. They are natural substances and man-made substances. So children, can you tell me the difference between these two groups of natural resources? Yes, if we'll see, the upper ones are obtained from living things and the down ones are already present in nature. So now we'll study about the natural substances. So the substances which are already present in nature or available in nature are called as natural substances. So before this we have seen a picture which was having leather, wool or water. So all these things are obtained from nature, so they are called as natural substances. These natural substances are divided into two types. Okay, I will tell you which are those two types. They are, so the first groups, that is of leather, jute, wool and cotton. Say children, these substances are obtained from living things. Which living things? Yes, they are obtained from animals and plants. Yes, so this type of substances are called as biotic substances. The substance, now we'll see the next group, that was of water, soil or metals. Even we can take air. Yes, these substances are not obtained from living things and so they are called as abiotic substances. Okay, so two types of substances are biotic and abiotic. Biotic means from living things and abiotic means from non-living things. Okay, so now if we will see at these substances, that is leather, jute, wool and if we will see the cotton. Now again there is some difference in this. Similarity is what? They are biotic, means we are getting from living things. But what is the difference again in this? If you will see children, that is if you are going to see about the leather, okay, and wool, then these two are obtained from whom? Yes, they are obtained from animals and so they are called as, or they are animal origin. Okay, now if we will see jute and cotton, from whom do we get this? Yes, we get them from plants. So they are the substances of plant origin. Okay, now can you tell me children, where do we find, or do we find plastic, nylon, brass or cement in nature? No, they are not directly present in nature. Okay, so we don't find them in nature. Man-made substances. So the substances made by man are called as a man-made substances. It is human nature to strive for newer things. He wants to make his life more comfortable, so he is going on inventing or searching for the newer things, and because of his effort he is converting these natural substances to some other substances, and that substances makes his life easier. And these substances are available in plenty and they are available at low cost, and because of this the substances whatever man is producing or making are used on a large scale. And there are many man-made substances. You can see on page number 43 in your textbook, that is pots, chairs, pillows, shoes, yeah, cups, pencil. These are the man-made substances. Okay, so the new substances produced by processing the natural substances are called as a man-made substances. Now we will study about some of the man-made substances which earlier man used were different and which we are using are different. For example, we can take of Irlis or the caps. Yes, these are the things which we are used for, which were used for protecting from rains. They were made up of, children, this is Irlis or caps. Okay, so they were made up of grass or they were made up of sackcloths, and the use of them was for protecting the human being from rain. But after some days the umbrellas were invented. Nowadays we are also using the raincoat for protection from rain. Now we'll see some of the things which are made from plastic. You can see children the school bags, the back cover, book covers, or you can say the your compasses. All these are made from plastic, and as they are made from plastic, they are called as a man-made substances. Now the delicate things or the perishable fruits, these are packed and then they are transported. Yes, even the TV sets, the refrigerator, the air conditioners, all these things are also transported by taking more care of it. Yes, they are packed in a cartons, or they are also covered with thermocol for their safety. And this thermocols or the cartons, whatever are used for its protection, are also made by man. And these all substances, for example, if we'll see thermocol, then thermocol is a waterproof or water resistant substance. Means water will not pass through it. Okay, and as water will not pass, the thing inside will be protected. So these thermocols are used for transportation. Even if you will see thermocol, they are light in weight. Yes, and as they are light in weight and they are waterproof, or they are having water resistance capacity, they are easy for transportation, and because of this their use is increasing rapidly nowadays. Okay, so these are some of the man-made substances. Now use your brain power and complete the following table. So here one small activity is given, that is classify the various substances available in the house as natural and man-made substances. So you can do it in your rough book. Now the next thing, that is examples of man-made substances. The area of use is given, and in that area which natural substances are used and which man-made substances are used is given in the table. So you can read it and you can understand it. It's very easy. So just read the natural substances and man-made substances used at different areas. Okay. So the image present on the screen is of glass. Do you know how this glass is prepared? The glass is prepared from calcium carbonate and the sand. These two substances are heated and then we get the object, that is glass. But once the glass is prepared, can we get this sand and calcium carbonate back? Never, children. Once the glass is prepared as an object, we can never get calcium carbonate and sand from it again. Okay, now you must have observed the green chilies or the tomatoes turning red after some times. But did you see or have you ever heard that red tomatoes turning green again? No. So we are going to see what is this change called as. Okay. On the screen, the first picture is showing us water, cement powder and sand. When these three substances are mixed, children, we are getting a man-made substance, that is mortar. Okay, so how are we making these man-made substances? There is a change in the previous substances, and this change is because of the chemical reactions, and when these changes are occurred, they are always permanent. Means when we are mixing sand, water and cement powder, there is chemical change, and because of it we are getting mortar, that is our new substance. Yeah, so from this new substance you cannot get back the original constituents. Yeah, that becomes permanent, and such a change is called as a reversible change. Okay, irreversible change. Yeah, so here you can see the irreversible change. Even egg, once you heat the egg, what are you getting out of it? Omelette. So omelette cannot be changed back to egg. Did you understand? So in this picture you can see many examples of irreversible change. The first one is all the ingredients are mixed, and because of baking, cake is formed. Egg is converted to omelette by baking. Yeah, paper, if you burn, what will you get? Ash and smoke. Egg you are getting, omelette you are getting because of frying. Yeah. Then there is again same example last of mortar, from the cement, mixing the cement powder. Metal rusting. Yeah. So these all examples are of irreversible changes. In short, what is irreversible change? An irreversible change is a permanent change that cannot be undone. Means we cannot get the original substances back. So now we'll study about the production of substances, that is about rubber, paper, synthetic fibers or thread. So the first one, that is rubber. Rubber is of two types, that is natural rubber and artificial rubber. So the natural rubber is obtained from the gum or sap of a tree. You can see the bark of a tree and a white line like coming down and falling in that bucket. That is the sap or gum you can call. Okay. And this sap is also called as latex. Okay. So this is the natural form of getting the rubber. Okay. And this rubber is having a peculiar odor, means a strange smell which is different, and it is having white color, or it is white in color. So this is the natural, this is how the natural rubber is obtained.